This is Season 5, Episode 2, Cicada 3301. In January of 2012, a single image appeared on the internet. No explanation, no author, just a message.
Hello, we are looking for highly intelligent individuals.
What followed was a global hunt. Hidden codes, encrypted messages, dead drops in cities around the world, and a symbol that would become legend, Cicada 3301. Was it a secret society, a government recruitment program, or something far more unsettling? In this episode, we peel back the layers of the internet's most enigmatic puzzle, how it began, how deep it went, and why its true purpose may still be hidden. If you think this was just a game, think again.
Decrypting.
You're tuned in to the Cyber Distortion Podcast with Kevin and Jason, where some of the most insane stories from the internet come to life. Chapter 1. An enigma emerges. January 4th, 2012. The internet was loud. Memes, forums, arguments, and then one message cut through the noise. It appeared on the infamous 4chan bulletin board. No fanfare, no explanation, just a black image with white text.
Hello, we are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. There is a message hidden in this image. Find it, and it will lead you on the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few that will make it all the way through. Good luck.
Beneath the words was a sign-off. A 4-digit pseudonym, 3301. No one knew what it meant. Some thought it was a prank. Others thought it was marketing. Some thought it was a trap. There were even rumors that this was some intricate recruiting tool, possibly something used by the NSA, MI6, or the CIA. Even wilder rumors suggested that it could be some secret society or shadow government. Regardless of what it was, a growing community of curious internet sleuths were now intrigued and felt inspired to figure out who was behind the mysterious message. For several, it felt like a challenge. The message came with instructions. Hidden inside the image was a secret. Within minutes, someone discovered something. By opening the file in a text editor, an appended string appeared. They extracted metadata in the form of readable text. It was text encoded in the pixels. A message revealed itself. It was a Caesar cipher. Ancient, simple, deliberate. This person, this team, this group, whatever it was, they were good. And so, the hunt began. What they found wasn't a prize, it was another puzzle.
Whoops, just decoys this way. Looks like you can't guess how to get the message out.
There were 2 words hidden in what appeared to be a dead end. Guess and out. They were a hint to a tool that was used for steganography called outguess. Steganography is the art of hiding a message, image, or file within another message, image, or file. When the image was run through this tool, they could move past the second clue. The extracted information led to a subreddit. The subreddit contained information about a book. Challengers then had to decrypt a book cipher to move on. To decode the cipher, you needed the book. It was on the Reddit page. There were a couple more images that, when run through outguess, resulted in a hidden message.
From here on out, we will cryptographically sign all messages with this key.
Cicada was embedding an OpenPGP signature into their messaging. This ensured the authenticity of their communications. This proved valuable throughout the course of the challenge. By now, the word had spread, and there were many online trolls claiming to be 3301, with fake messages and images attempting to derail people's progress. The book cipher took time, but when decrypted, it led to a phone number. The phone number led to a pre-recorded message.
Very good. You have done well. There are 3 prime numbers associated with the original final .jpg image. 3301 is one of them. You will have to find the other 2. Multiply all 3 of these numbers together and add a .com on the end to find the next step. Good luck. Goodbye.
Each step was filtering the crowd. Most gave up, a few continued. It was revealed that the 2 missing numbers were the dimensions of the original image. Width and height multiplied by 3301. The product became a new web address. This was where things took a very strange turn. A website with a countdown and an image of a cicada. This is the first time the infamous cicada image is seen. When the countdown reached 0, a list of coordinates appeared, latitudes, longitudes, across the world. 14 locations, 5 different countries. Posters appeared on street corners. New York, Paris, Warsaw, Sydney, Seoul. Black cicadas taped to walls. QR codes with instructions. It was now up to participants living near those coordinates to rise from their keyboards and take their hunt into the physical realm. This wasn't a game anymore. This was not the work of your average troll. No, this was real. This was something else entirely. Someone wanted solvers, and they were recruiting globally. Those who originally believed this was the work of an underground organization felt justified in their theories. After all, only an international collective would possess the means and resources to pull off a scavenger hunt of this magnitude. But what kind of organization recruits this way and never explains why?
Welcome, everybody. Season 5, Episode 2, Cicada 3301 is this episode, and it's an exciting one. Kevin, I'm telling you, we're getting to some really fascinating stories, and this is going to be one of them you guys don't want to miss. So before we get into this one, we, as always, want to thank our sponsors, ThreatLocker, Alacronet, Fulcrum, CypherNova AI, and a new one, PureBomb. And PureBomb was good enough to graciously donate these hats in honor of us putting away the Twitter bird and us bringing the news story of Cicada 3301 to all of you. So look up PureBomb. They have great merch. And this is just one example of them. This is actually their logo for PureBomb. And we're excited to do some work with them as well. So with that, Kevin, man, I got to tell you, the first beginning of this story, the intro that we just ran through of the first piece, the first part of the story, just lays out a fascinating story around espionage and trickery and needing to outguess the next puzzle to figure out how to get somewhere. And here's a couple of things I picked up off of that episode. Caesar cipher, book cipher, stenography, the ability to take random numbers and figure out where these numbers are coming from, add them all together, create a product, and then use the product as the URL.com to figure out the next part of the story, in which then maybe you got a phone number that you had to call and you get directions to something else. The level of detail that these guys are going through in puzzle making is phenomenal. It's insane. How do you get that level of puzzle making to get to what's the outcome? I mean, like, you really have to be a dedicated hacker to want to know where this is going. But for me, even listening to the part 1 makes me want to like jump in and start figuring this puzzle out, like the Rubik's Cube you could not solve, and try to solve it. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so coordinated, so strategic, and it's just wild how they were able to do so many things. And we're just in chapter 1 of the story. This story unfolds and gets even wilder, but the fact that they're able to weave it all together like that, and each step of the puzzle leads to the next, and this is the kind of story that really excites me. Some global technical puzzle mystery, scavenger hunt almost. And what we know, zero context behind why.
Yeah.
And it makes it opens up your mind, and you just think of all these endless possibilities of where this could go. And let's be real, whether this was planned or this is some organic puzzle. It's one of the most intriguing mysteries out there on the internet today. It's sparked by itself countless theories and questions, because as you'll see as this thing plays out, a lot of questions seem to go unanswered. You mentioned the way they weave together the ciphers and the steganography and all these different technologies that we use in cybersecurity. I think that's really cool, and that's what actually makes it a fun and exciting cybersecurity story to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
All these questions that kind of go unanswered, that's what makes it cool. That's what makes this fun to me. And I look at some things when you think about this, like the timing of when this happened. They said January 4th, 2012. January 4th it's interesting because that was post 9/11, and cybersecurity was just really becoming vital. And if you think about that, the growing threat of cyber attacks was becoming real for the first time ever. I mean, it had been around, but to the level that it was growing, cybersecurity was actually becoming a true field for people to enter into and become experts in. That's kind of cool. The timing of it, the need for elite cyber experts for the first time was actually at its highest peak. And this was just building on that. So I think that's cool. I did a little bit of research on the significance of the cicada. And one of the things that I found, I'll just read this to you. It said it goes through long periods of silence known as emergence. Remember that word. And that could symbolize many things, from the concept of hidden knowledge to the idea of being dormant until the right moment. So it makes you wonder, what does that say about the group behind this, and the nature of who they are when they would, use a cicada as the symbol, so that I just found all that stuff completely fascinating.
It's crazy, man. And in the end of the day, this story is taking everyone on these twists and turns and these fascinating cybersecurity tactics. So stay tuned. There's more to come.
Yeah.
Let's jump into this
before we
next one.
jump into part 2, I want to drop a little bit of news. We just found out, Jason and I, some really good friends of ours, Michael Farnham and Philip Wiley over at the CyberSec community, are starting up a new hacker conference. And that's going to be held in North Texas, up in DFW. And instead of me telling you about it, I'm going to let you hear it through the silky smooth voice of our good buddy Chris Glandon over at Barcode Security. So check this out, and we'll get right back into the story.
If you're burned out on conferences that feel like one long sales pitch, you're not alone. That's why CyberSec community events are different. These conferences are about community, conversations, and value for people who actually do the work. CyberHackCon is happening May 27th, 2026 in Plano, Texas. Built in partnership with legendary pen tester Philip Wiley, CyberHackCon is a zero gimmick, no hype conference. You'll actually build practical skills and meaningful connections. Learn more and get your ticket at cyberhackcon.com. That's cyberhackcon.com.
Chapter 2. The Global Hunt. The coordinates sent the contestants out, dead drops in major cities. At each location was a poster. On it, the cicada symbol and a QR code. When scanned, the QR codes linked to an image. The image contained a riddle. The riddle led to a book, and the book led to a website. The solvers formed secret groups, private chats, shared documents, late nights. They didn't know each other's names, only their skills. The puzzle took another unexpected turn. Only a select group of first arrivals were accepted into the final stage. The site eventually shut down with a single message.
We want the best, not the followers.
Then came silence. Some solvers received private messages, others didn't. Those who did, the solvers, vanished from the forums. They stopped posting, stopped explaining, stopped answering. They were just gone. The finalists were warned.
Do not collaborate with others. Do not share the details of this private stage.
Not everyone heeded that warning, but those who did presumably advanced through the final stages. After nearly a month of silence, an image appeared on the subreddit announcing the conclusion of the puzzle. Just like that, the hunt was over. Cicada had supposedly found the highly intelligent individuals they were looking for. Whatever happened to them is still a bit of a mystery. Months of silence followed. Had the puzzle been nothing but a wild goose chase? Were they intent on wasting everyone's time? The lack of explanation was perceived by many as confirmation. After all, questions remained unanswered. What was the puzzle for? Who was behind it? What happens when you reach the end? For many, those now labeled the followers, they stewed in the questions. However, as it later turned out, the silence was only the beginning. Cicada returned, exactly a year and a day after the first appearance. January 5th, 2013. Same symbol, same promise, same signature, 100% authentic. It was them. The puzzles grew darker, harder. Not just math, not just code, philosophy, cryptography, poetry, dead languages. The new messages were legitimate. The PGP signature proved it. Like a finely tuned orchestra, they thought of everything. Those left wondering after the first puzzle were elated. Cicada had repeatedly warned of false paths. Any message lacking a valid PGP signature should promptly be disregarded. After a year of lackluster imitations, this image finally matched the official signature. Cicada was back. It was time for round 2. The second round started with a puzzle not too dissimilar from the first. The image enclosed a message. The message led to a book. The book produced a link. Gradually, the puzzle unfolded. At one point, a recording was uncovered, titled The Instar Emergence. Much like the first puzzle, the second swelled into the physical world. A list of coordinates. It compelled participants to, once again, take to the streets. This time, 8 locations, 4 different countries, enigmatic posters in search of solvers. But eventually the trail went cold. Another select group of first arrivals had been accepted into a final private stage. Unlike the first puzzle, the second did not conclude with an official message from Cicada. The trail merely went cold. Cicada vanished once more, no closer to an explanation. Again in 2014, at the beginning of the year, time for round 3. Once again, the image enclosed a message. The message led to a book. The book produced a link. More of the same, except this time, the puzzle seemed to purposely revolve around a very mysterious book. The book was titled Liber Primus, meaning first book in Latin, evidently written by Cicada. The runic alphabet uncovered in 2013 finally made sense. The book was primarily written in runes. Even so, the meaning of the translated pages were cryptic at best. The book consisted of various philosophical and ideological ideas. It appeared to be their manifesto. Many have since compared the strange writings to that of a cult. What kind of organization was behind this madness? The book also comprised a myriad of clues and codes. One page advised participants to seek out a website on the deep web, but the site remains undiscovered. Another page led to a website containing yet another recording, titled Interconnectedness. To this day, a significant portion of the book has yet to be translated. The runic text on some pages appears to be obfuscated by layers of encryption that has yet to be decrypted. Of the 74 pages featuring runes, only 19 have been successfully translated to date. The puzzles referenced privacy, freedom, individual sovereignty, not money, not crime, not power. This didn't look like a scam. It didn't look like a government agency. It didn't look like a cult. It didn't look like anything. And for all those reasons, that's what made it so terrifying. If this really is recruitment, what could they possibly be recruiting for?
Well, Jason, Liber Primus, the book that everything revolves around, apparently, at this point.
Do you think they
in the
just
story.
checked that book out of the library, man?
I'm kind of thinking no, since they said it was probably written by Cicada, but hey, stranger things have happened. But a couple of things stick out to me in this chapter. The PGP signature is huge here because they warned about copycats. There was obviously a lot of copycats and people just looking to troll people to death and throw them off the scent of the actual puzzle. I'm sure there are certain people that thought it was fake anyway, and they were just trying to be jerks or whatever. But
the question, Kevin, is, were they really copycats? I mean, the thing that hit me was, these guys are so tricky. Wouldn't they easily be sending out these fake messages that
but
they
why?
just want people not to have?
What would they have to gain by doing that?
Because it confuses the public. It confuses everybody even more.
But to me, it seems like they want people to succeed in solving the puzzle, not because it's easy, but because they're trying to figure out who's smart enough to figure. In my opinion, they're trying to possibly figure out who has the skill set, right?
That could be. Very well could be.
But anyway, the more geographical locations to go chase down where they're putting the posters up and continuing the puzzle from the physical world. I love that. The instar emergence.
What we don't know is the exact location of these coordinates. I mean, like, it could have been outhouses all around the world. That would have been cool.
Yeah, well, yeah, they were they were typically in major cities, but you didn't know it only would get you pretty close. You still had to find the poster when you were in the vicinity, and then
you have to go to the outhouse. You have to go to a porta potty and open the door and look inside.
Climb down in that gutter with that weird looking clown down there and scan that barcode for you. Yeah, man, I don't know. I think the instar emergent piece was cool. I remember, the emergence, we talked about that in the previous chapter with how it ties back to the cicada. That's pretty cool how they're continuing this theme. I looked up what that meant. Instar is actually also a term used in the insect and arthropod world, and it occurs as insects grow and go through different stages of growth and maturity. When they shed their exoskeletons, that's considered a next level of instar. I didn't know that. It was pretty cool. The Liber Primus books that have yet to be decrypted, I think they said 19 out of 74.
Yeah, a lot.
Are all. I mean, that's a ton of stuff still yet to be figured out. And the weirdest thing for me, man, in all of this is this whole, there doesn't appear to be any profits to be gained by this or an agenda, really. It's the financial gain's not there. If it is, it's not evident. There doesn't appear to be commercial interest in all of this. I mean, it's not some big marketing thing. It doesn't appear, because why go dark for a year at a time or even longer? To me, that adds to the reasoning for me as to why I think it's probably a test for some bigger specific purpose or larger cause.
Yeah, man, it's more trickery. That's all it is. That's why, just like go dark for a year at a time. That's why I said it's probably them just putting these fake messages out there too, just to confuse people, because it's just trickery, right? They're trying to just keep people guessing so that the smart ones don't think they have it solved when they are close. It throws them off their game. They have to start all over again.
So you think they're trying to deceive people at the same time?
Yeah,
just to throw them off the scent.
Yeah, just throw them off the scent, man. That's
I don't
what I
know,
would do.
man.
If I was the puzzle maker, that's what I would do.
I'm having a hard time with that. I mean, simply because I feel like they're making the puzzles already so freaking hard.
Yeah, they're not making it so you can solve it, dude. They're making it so that you can go crazy. They're trying to make
that's all you think it is they're just playing some big game on everybody.
And drive people crazy, man. There's no outcome to this but drive you crazy.
No, I like the tinfoil side of the story a little bit better.
Well, here's the thing I picked up on. First of all, for everyone who doesn't know, PGP stands for pretty good privacy.
Yeah,
that's what it stands for. So true hacker culture. You take some encryption, you don't know what to call it, but just say, we're going to call it pretty good privacy. It's pretty good.
Yeah. It's like in DEF CON when they created the shitty add-on.
Yeah.
It's like, what else are we going to go? That's just a shitty add-on.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's all it is. Yeah. Just throw it on your thing, right? So the other part I picked up on is rune text. That this book was written in rune, this forgotten language, right?
Yeah.
Just to make it harder. So all these things just add up for me that it's more trickery to make it so that you can't figure it out.
Well, you know what? Let's find out.
Let's do it.
Let's look at the ending of this thing.
Chapter 3, The Silent Disappearance. 2015 came and went. No new puzzles, just silence. Many suspected that if Cicada were to return, the Liber Primus challenge must be completed first. This was more or less confirmed at the beginning of 2016. This is when Cicada encouraged a re-examination of the book.
Hello, the path lies empty. Epiphany seeks the devoted. Liber Primus is the way. Its words are the map, their meaning is the road, and their numbers are the direction. Seek and you will be found. Good luck. 3301. Beware false paths.
Then Cicada stopped speaking entirely. No more posts, no more puzzles, and no more clues. 12 years have now gone by. Minimal progress. Near complete silence from Cicada. Only old trails and unanswered questions. Some claimed Cicada was a spy agency, a military contractor, a hacker collective, an intelligence test for something unseen. Others claimed it was a social experiment, an art project, even a myth. But there were physical posters, real servers, real cryptography, real people who vanished from public forums. How do you explain that? Based on the 2012 and 2013 Cicada 3301 challenges, individuals who successfully navigated the puzzles received a leaked email inviting them to a, presumably, final stage. This email, which confirmed their acceptance, asked the recipients to reply with answers to 3 specific questions to gauge their alignment with the group's ideology.
Question 1. Do you believe that every human being has a right to privacy and anonymity and is within their rights to use tools which help obtain and maintain privacy, such as cache, strong encryption, anonymity software, etc.? Question 2. Do you believe that information should be free? Question 3. Do you believe that censorship harms humanity?
The PGP signature, which would have confirmed authenticity, was conveniently removed by the leaker. In a 2015 interview with Rolling Stone, 2 alleged winners of the first puzzle chronicled the events. Beyond the final stage, after receiving an email from Cicada, they were taken to a forum on the dark web. Here they could communicate with some 20-some-odd recruits, as well as a handful of established members of Cicada. They were told that Cicada 3301 had been founded by a group of friends who shared common ideals about security, privacy, and censorship. The goal was to work as a collective, to develop software applications in line with that ideology. As friends started recruiting friends, this secret society quickly expanded into a decentralized international organization. The recruits were then tasked with developing software that fit the ideology of the group. Members of Cicada would oversee their progress, but without the allure of a puzzle to be solved, the recruits quickly lost interest. By the end of 2012, all but one had left. A few months later, the site was gone. They never heard from Cicada again. One of the 2 winners interviewed by Rolling Stone, Marcus Warner, stated that a winner of the second puzzle also came forward. After completing the final stages of the second puzzle, he received an invitation to join Cicada 3301. However, he was not invited to a website. He was instead merely told to be patient. Then, around May of 2013, all communication with Cicada abruptly ceased. This was around the same time the website dedicated to the winners of the first puzzle was suddenly taken down. Marcus later contacted other winners of the second puzzle to compare notes. Their experiences were identical. He claimed all the stories were the same. It was discovered that roughly 5 others completed the second puzzle. While none of these accounts can be verified, they do make for a very compelling argument as to what Cicada is: a group of anonymous developers seeking to develop privacy-conscious applications by recruiting talented individuals via cryptographic puzzles. Essentially a small group of activists, but there is no way to know for certain. We realize that this theory pales in comparison to a shadow government seeking world domination, but it is certainly more plausible, all things considered. When you look at the real facts, you have to consider no part of these puzzles would have required more than one person. The posters are often pointed to as evidence that this must be the work of some international organization. But consider this: no poster was located more than an hour away from any major airport. In fact, some of the posters were found within walking distance of the nearest airport. The fact is that anyone with enough money and enough time on their hands would be able to create the illusion of a vast, secret network spanning the globe. Was that the case with Cicada 3301? Maybe not. However, it is a possibility that cannot be discounted. Cicada made their last public statement in April of 2017. The statement merely warned against disinformation. The current status of the third puzzle and the possibility of a fourth remains clouded in mystery. The puzzle never ended. It just stopped talking. And that's the difference between Cicada 3301 and every other internet mystery. It didn't fail, it withdrew. So perhaps what disappears without being solved was never meant to be.
Wow. So if you wasn't fascinated by now by that story,
Oh, I
dude,
am.
Dude, let me tell you. Again, I'm going to go back to the trickery. There's all kinds of trickery. Let me tease you along and get you working to it, and then I'm going to go silent again. And then guess what? I'm going to just create a whole nother puzzle, and we're going to start all over again. And then from that, we get 5 winners. And of those 5 winners, we're going to feed you along, get you all into it and everything, and get you. There were more, but to get you to then write code for us. So you got to start to ask the question, like, what was the bigger purpose of all of this? And secondly, as a result of the bigger purpose, is there still underground activity happening that maybe people just don't know? And why I say that is because we talked, it referred to a lot to about shadow governments, secret societies, things of that effect, right? If you were going to start a secret society, shadow government, the first place you might start would be in covert communications so that no one would ever be able to understand or decipher or factor the communications you're having for an outcome that you're trying to produce.
Or
So-
the ones that you could have working for you. Because
Yeah,
you
or the
certainly
ones you
don't want
could,
them
you already
working
have
against
them,
you.
right? You have
Yeah.
them, right?
Yeah.
So it does. I could tell you when I was listening to it, it just made me want to start a secret society to write some super special code that no one knows about, and only my special group,
Could decrypt it.
would be able to decrypt it and use it, right? Sounds like a great one for the Turk crew.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
it's one of those things that, at least it gets you thinking, right? Nobody really knows for sure. And like it said, it's been 12 years now since we've heard from Cicada. And the only thing they said when they signed off, so to speak, was go back to the Liber Primus, right? Or go back to the book. The answers are in the book. The map is in the book. They kept referring back to the book. And if you think about where things are in the decrypting of that particular book, if it really had 74 pages and only 19 were decrypted, then there's a lot of unanswered questions just in that book.
You know what I think it is? Someone found a secret treasure, like underground in Antarctica, something like that, a whole city of gold and something like that. And you got to decipher the book to find it. How about that?
There's actually a story. It's funny you say that because have you heard of the Beale ciphers?
Yes.
So you know about that. That
Yeah.
is a hidden treasure. And
That's what I'm saying.
apparently that, it could be somewhat related to that, but apparently
Yeah.
those really do lead to some treasure that was hidden. And if you could decrypt those ciphers, you could get to it. I think somewhere in the neighborhood of $43 million worth of gold and silver
Yeah.
that was buried in, I think it was the mountains of, I don't know, I don't want to screw it up, but like the mountains of Virginia or something, or somewhere in the East Coast. And the guy who did it, is responsible for it, wrote the ciphers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm going with
pretty
Antarctica.
Cool. It's not Antarctica, man. It was in the U.S.
It's Greenland. It's Greenland. I'm going with Greenland.
No, it's East Coast somewhere, man. I remember I recently read this, so it was
No,
pretty cool.
I'm saying for this one, it's in Greenland.
Oh, you're okay. You're saying this
This one.
whole
Yeah,
cicada.
this
Okay,
whole
gotcha,
puzzle
gotcha. I'm following.
goes to a treasure in Greenland.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it is.
I'll
Yeah.
follow. I'll follow. I'll play along.
All right.
All right. Well, I think that wraps this one up, man. Anonymity and secrecy and all these cool things that come along with, cryptographic organizations and shadow governments and all this. Who knows? I mean, the cool thing about stories like this is it just makes you think, makes you
Yeah.
open your mind up and question things, you know? All right. Well, with that, we're gonna close this down. The episode 3 that's coming up is going to be all about the world's most dangerous malware. We're going to do an episode on Stuxnet next. It's not just malware. This stuff was a cyber weapon designed to physically damage real world machines. And this is the first time in history that had ever happened in the world of cyber warfare. They used multiple 0 days in this vulnerability, and it's just a really, really cool story to think that this could have happened. Last shout out to the partners: ThreatLocker, Alacronet, Fulcrum Technologies, Cipernova.ai, and the newest Pure Bomb apparel. Go check them out. And with that, let's hit the outro. Take us out, Blake. Let's go.
In summary, Cicada 3301 didn't ask for attention. It asked for intelligence. It didn't offer fame. It offered a door with no handle, no sign, no promise, only puzzles. And the people who found the end never told us what was there. This wasn't a hack. It wasn't a crime. It wasn't a game. It was a question. Who are the best minds when no one is watching? You've been listening to the Cyber Distortion Podcast with Kevin and Jason. This was Season 5, Episode 2, Cicada 3301. And next time, some computer viruses steal data, some shut down systems. But one crossed a line the world had never seen before. Hidden deep inside industrial control systems, it quietly sabotaged machines responsible for enriching nuclear material, spinning them to destruction while everything appeared perfectly normal. No alarms, no warning, just code, capable of crippling a nation's nuclear program. In the next episode, we break down the digital weapon many experts believe was the first true act of cyber warfare. In Episode 3, we cover Stuxnet, the virus that proved a line of code could change the fate of the real world. Until then, stay safe out there. Don't forget to subscribe and tell a friend about us so we can continue to grow. Much love.
Encrypting.
Alacronet is a value-added reseller that provides cybersecurity-specific security solutions, services, and staffing. We are an agnostic security partner, which allows us to present multiple options for each security need. Our catalog of services encompasses a range of security solutions, penetration tests, and staffing options. With our approach, we can bring the best options and price points forward to increase your security posture and prevent vulnerabilities. Alacronet is constantly adding new partners to meet the challenges of an ever-changing security landscape. As security experts, we know how to find security talent. Our entire organization is focused on cybersecurity, from leadership to sales team to technical staff and hiring staff. For more information on our vast list of solutions or services, please give us a call or visit our website at www.alacronet.com. We look forward to growing with your business.